Okie dokie. What we're saying, Lilies? Oh. Well, there we go. Well, spring has arrived. And with it, so is my new graphics card. Wee! No. So this machine is something I've cobbled together, trying to join in on the current mining craze that's going on in the world. I've obviously got my main gaming PC, which has been absolutely amazing for me. Really enjoying that. And I've got the Nintendo in the corner. I actually tried selling the Nintendo to get a 2060, an RTX 2060, but if I'm honest, the Nintendo Switches have actually gone down rather in value, and so what I'd like for it is considered unreasonable now. So I'm keeping it. Simple as that. It's worth more than that to me, so a lot of people, they're going very cheap at the minute. I think they've basically made too many of them. Rather than with graphics cards in a minute, seem to be rare as hen's teeth is the expression. You can buy many a cheap PC. You can't buy a mining motherboard, which is one of the main things you need. And power supplies, at least over here at the minute, are pretty good. You can still get hold of power supplies, and I'm hoping with this collection here that this is all I need at the minute to get started. And then obviously if I was to add further graphics cards, then we'll probably need to look at adding an external power unit to help power those as well. But anyway, this is something I put together. I've just been having a look around because the mining motherboards are extremely expensive and quite hard to find. You talk about over £100, £150. I don't know how much they were initially, but that's just with a board. There is some that are riserless, so you can get these sort of manufactured server boards in China, but if I'm honest, again, that's ordering from China and it's not available. So you look on basically the last sort of 10-year-old PCs that have been forgotten, because hard drives are slow and processors and everything are quite slow back then. There is still a whole graveyard of these computers on eBay. And so having a quick look, I actually came across this one, and this one is quite battered for what it is, to say the least. The guy that's selling it does seem to specialise in a lot of old school computer parts. And this one was one of the sort of top in this sort of range of HP. Now the reason I chose this was a bit of luck, because a lot of these sellers will not show the computer with the side off. I'll just get this over here for a minute. Will not show this with the side off, and basically this one wasn't included with a side cover. And I just sent him a best offer for like £30, and he accepted, and that was great. But the bit that allowed me to see is that it's got 4 slots there. Now, whether I'll be able to use these like I want is another story. If this video doesn't make it, then obviously it doesn't work, and I've wasted my money. But generally, I feel like I've got 4 slots there, and I instantly went, ooh, 4 cards, which is why I've got 4 of these potentially, but that was obviously just in sort of future hindsight. What I can do with this card, I'll get less mining performance out of it, and this is going to be a bit different mining with this, is I can put this straight in there and have it just run off the board, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do it with a riser, and then basically from there I'm going to try and make a little frame for this. And if this works out, I'm hoping people don't kind of cotton on to my idea if this works. There's quite a few of these sort of spec of PCs, quite cheap, and I'll easily buy quite a few more of this and do this, because as a starter, it's a good way to go. So what I actually ended up buying, this hasn't got any Wi-Fi or any internet. Where I'm going to be putting this, I could run a wire to it, but I pretty much run on Wi-Fi here, and I've got the router just behind me, so I went and bought a Wi-Fi adapter that I hope is all going to go and work well. This was a PC that I believe came with Windows 7. Yeah, it came with Windows 7 Pro, so it should already be activated, and all the activation for Windows, if it's like my old HP, is all actually integrated on the motherboard, on the computer, because it's all part of buying HP. So the guys put Windows 10 on it, it's not been updated, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to update it all, get it up to date with the current Windows system. Hopefully it'll activate. I don't think that's necessarily a big deal, but hopefully I don't have to pay for activation or anything like that, because that'll be a whole thing. And then my plan is we're going to stick the card in, and run NICEHASH and see what happens on it. Now I'm aware this is a 4 gig card. I'll basically briefly talk a bit about this, and then we'll go to the next bit. So I ended up buying 4 of these risers. We've already got one of the slots in there already. That's got one of these sort of mini. That's what connects to it with a USB. And then we've actually got the actual cards. Now I learned a lot more about these after I got these, ironically. So you can get different generations of these, and I think these are kind of like the middle generation. I can't really remember at the minute. It's all to do with these codes at the top here. I think the red ones are actually the better ones to go for from what I saw, but touch wood, we don't really have any problems with any of these. It should all be good, and we've got the connections and everything all came pre-packed for it. So I was kind of thinking having this set up by the computer, if I can probably run it to a similar spec where we'll literally have the card sitting on top like this, is kind of my whole thinking. We'll have something along sort of those lines there, depending how it will sit. So we'll see. I'll say wish me luck with this. Why should we undo the card? Let's undo the card. Let's put this back. So yeah, I don't know, this is going to be just the start of a sort of an adventure with it for me, really. I've wanted to get into it a long time, but budget and all, so if this is something you'd like to see more on the channel, please give me a like and give me a comment what you think on this whole craze of cryptocurrency. Do you think it's gonna flop? Do you think it's gonna go all the way to the moon, as they're saying, and have the recent GameStop? It's quite small, isn't it, really? It's heavier than my GT 1030. Should we go and get... I haven't got that actually, it's downstairs in the thing, but I've got the box. But it's heavier than my GT 1030. Got no backplate, which is just like my my 1660 Super, but that's a nice card. I like this tinted metal on it. That's really nice. That would go well with my computer on that. But a shame I'm not actually going to use it. It'll be a backup card in case of anything. I think this is a new one. I got this for a reasonable price on eBay. There's not many of the cards are going for a reasonable price, and I just typed in RX 4 gig, and this one comes up. It makes average about 70p a day mining, which I believe Raven coin on a NICEHASH or something. I'm not too sure what it will mine. But it was brand new, Seller had quite a few of them. I thought I'd buy one. If I could buy 2, I would have. I couldn't at the minute. But this is all thanks to you guys. I recently had some donations on the channel, and this is what I decided to reinvest it into, is to basically do a video for you guys. And I watch videos like this, and my cameras aren't the best, but we'll get there eventually with replacing those as well at some point. But no, so if you like this, please give it a big like, and what we'll do, I'll catch up with the next part, really. We'll see how it goes. That's a nice heat sink on that, eh? I seen one of the guys I follow likes tinging the heat sink. Wow, yeah. It gives a really false impression with that cover on it, eh? You would almost say, why bother? Why bother? Just put the fan on it. You shouldn't do that. Yeah, why just put the fan on it? Should we do the ASMR peel? Oh, it even had the noise to go with it. Wait. Yeah, here we go. Bad boys. What are you gonna do? In search of incredible.
Okie dokie. I thought we'd do an update now. I had a bit of an issue trying to get this this all working properly. So there's 4 slots in there, but I believe there's only 3 we can use. And I initially tried to get it to work in the first slot, but still using the video output on the Intel processor, but that didn't work. It didn't want to boot, so I installed the card, installed the drivers into the machine, and got it running that way. And I then saw that I can basically then take it out, and I can put it in, because it did actually, I believe, overheat annoyingly. I started mining with it to see how we were getting on at the beginning, and it wasn't doing very good at the beginning. So I thought we would try again, see if we can get this one of these risers to work, and thankfully it does work. The only problem I was having is basically you've got to have it as a display driver. So we've got the HDMI coming out of it there and going into the TV, and it's showing now. This is the computer pulling out. It's doing LOL miner or something I've never heard of. It's going to be different to what a lot of the bigger graphics cards are mining. But we're getting what says between 3.7 to 3.6 sols, and I have heard of sols. So when I worked it out, that's looking at about sort of 30p, 40p a day or less. Looking at the mining on that, which is under what I was expecting, but it's, I guess, if I can't have it as a dedicated GPU, it's got to be a display one as well, then that's fine. But I have seen other people doing it like this, and they say, yeah, usually it will auto switch to this one to be the display driver, and then you can install some of the others, and it should just automatically add them to it. But it's a bit hit and miss on what actually happens. But at the minute, for this is what I need with the one graphics card. They're all bloody expensive in the minute, so yeah, I'm happy with that. It's looking like it's going to tick over quite well, and I believe, what does it say though? It says we're using 26 watts, 25 watts, so it's actually gone up a little bit. We were using 20 before, and I'm using the default overclock settings. On the right there, I've got my other computer, just having it where it mines away anyway, and this one, and it's just, I can still use it, use YouTube, still do everything else. This one, on the other hand, does seem to be taking a bit of a harder time with this dual processor it's got, but no, that's exactly what I wanted it for. Seems to be running okay. I mean, 90%, I mean, it's pretty much idle now. I think it's done all the Windows updates and everything it needs to do. So even seeing the CPU's at 4%, I've never seen it that low actually. So yeah, I think it's updated everything it's needed to. Although it says, yeah, I don't know how this mining works. So I think we're using all the memory, but in actual, I guess, clock percentage, we're not really using any. So there probably is something I can tweak with it there to get it so we're using all of it. But as I said, this is all new to me. So I'm learning as we go, and I can treat this sort of essentially as my MX5. This is just a learning tool. But no, as again I said before, thank you very much to anyone that's watched this. If you like the video, please give it a like, and I say subscribe for more. Bye.